So, is heading back into the office just completely wiping you out? If so, you are definitely not alone. That shift can be a huge shock to the system. But here's the good news. You can redesign your day to protect your energy and your focus. Let's dive into the playbook for making your RTO experience work for you, not against you. First things first, let's just get this out on the table. That feeling of jet lag you get, from the early alarms, the constant buzz of the office, the social drain, that is not just in your head. It's a real thing, it's a shared experience, and it is totally valid. And this is a really important thing to grasp. You are not the problem here. You're dealing with a design problem. We can't just copy and paste our old office routines into this totally new hybrid world and expect it to work. The system itself needs a redesign. And the great thing about design problems? They have solutions. So that's the big question, right? How do we actually do it? How do we build a day that has a sane structure, that protects our precious focus, and actually uses our in-person time for what it's truly best for? Well, that's exactly what we're about to break down step by step. Okay, so our redesign, it actually starts before you even walk out the door. A truly successful day in the office is built on a solid foundation of preparation and clarity. So let's get that groundwork laid first. Look, ambiguity is an absolute energy vampire. Your first move? You gotta kill it with a quick 20-minute sync up with your manager. Don't just show up to the office to be a warm body in a chair. Show up with a clear purpose. Asking these 3 simple questions can transform a vague expectation like be more visible into a concrete, actionable plan. And that clarity alone, it's huge for cutting down on stress. All right, next up, your commute. Don't just think of it as dead time. It's a super critical transition period for your brain. On the way in, keep it low stress. Maybe some music, a fun audiobook, something easy. But on the way home, you gotta use that time to decompress. A podcast, maybe just some quiet. That's the signal to your brain that the workday is officially done. Okay, so you've made it to the office, you've got a plan. But now comes the real boss battle. Actually protecting your focus in the middle of all the noise and distractions. Let's talk about how to get it done. So what's the secret? It all comes down to one simple, powerful number, 2. That's it. Just schedule 2 focus blocks on your calendar for about 45 to 60 minutes each. Label them something public like heads down time. This creates a visible boundary, and it gives you and everyone else permission to let you concentrate without guilt. But what happens when someone inevitably taps you on the shoulder? You need a script in your back pocket. And this one is perfect because it's both polite and firm. You're acknowledging them, you're stating your boundary, and then you propose a specific alternative time. It deflects the interruption without making things awkward or damaging the relationship. You know how office days can be, right? Just a ton of meetings, and you're left with like a dozen different mental tabs open in your brain. To fight that, use the 5-minute rule. The second a meeting ends, take just 5 minutes to process. Decide the very next action, delegate it if you can, or just delete it if it's not a real priority. This simple habit keeps that feeling of overwhelm from building up all day. All right, so we've talked about deep work, but what about the whole reason we're even in the office? Connecting with people. The thing is, endless random chats can be so draining. So the key is to shift from those random interactions to intentional ones. Let's see how. This right here, this is the game changer. Instead of letting your day get totally hijacked by those random, got a second, drive-bys, you take control. You initiate short, high-value interactions. A quick walk outside to sync up, a focused 15-minute session to get a decision made. These things are energizing, not draining, because they have a clear purpose and, just as importantly, a clear endpoint. Let's be real. After so much time on Zoom, making small talk in person can feel, well, super awkward, right? The trick is to have a few safe, work-focused conversation starters ready to go. Questions like, what's one thing that's working really well this quarter? Or, hey, are there any blockers I can help you remove? Can get a conversation going again smoothly and productively. Okay, so these day-to-day tactics are awesome, but how do we make this stick for the long haul? This last section is all about building a sustainable, long-term rhythm that makes your workday feel human again. Okay, I've got a secret weapon for you, something you can use for that in-the-moment stress. It's called the physiological sigh. It's this simple, science-backed breathing technique that literally takes seconds, but can instantly calm down your nervous system. It's just 2 quick inhales through your nose
and then one long, slow exhale through your mouth. Try it after a stressful meeting or on your commute. It's like a reset button.
So, what if you want more flexibility, like maybe a dedicated work from home day just for deep focus? Here's the pro move. Don't just ask for it, you negotiate with outcomes. First, you prove how reliable you are. You deliver amazing results. Then, you frame your request as a strategic move that will benefit the team, and you back it up with data. And to make things even easier, think of this as your little toolkit of scripts for those really common, kind of tricky RTO moments. Whether you're dealing with vague requests about visibility or you're just drowning in back-to-back meetings, having a clear, professional script ready to go makes it so much easier to set boundaries and suggest a better way of working. Remember how we talked about designing your commute into the office? Well, you've got to design your re-entry home. A simple ritual can work wonders. Maybe it's resetting your bag for the next day, changing your clothes, or just jotting down your very first task for tomorrow. It creates this powerful mental boundary that says work is done, which lets you be fully present at home. So, when you boil it all down, here's the main takeaway. Going back to the office does not have to mean you lose control and get exhausted. It's all about being intentional. By designing your schedule, your focus, and your interactions, you can take back your workday and make your in-person time both productive and energizing. And that's our playbook. But the real power isn't in just knowing all of this. It's in starting small. So looking at everything we've covered, I'll leave you with this question. What is the one small adjustment you're going to make tomorrow to start redesigning your day?